Welcome to what is episode 39 of AFC FYLDE Still We Rise. This is Football Manager 2020. I am Charlie. Hello to all of you out there. Before we begin, there's a little bit of admin to address. The first being that you can still read my corner article on Football Manager's The Byline. The reviews have been somewhat mixed. I was referred to as a total clueless bellend on Facebook. That's my real life. But having said that, I am still very proud of the article itself, and hopefully people can take something away from it. I've also obviously done a corner video here on YouTube as well. I've been experimenting with getting rid of some sound issues. The blue snowball ice I have has started to bobble a little bit in recording. I think it's connected to something causing interference. So I'm experimenting with unplugging everything until I find out what it is. So please just bear with me if that's still happening. The last thing is that I am recording this on Thursday during what appears to be the loudest day on record in Lancashire. There hasn't been a quiet moment all day for me to do some proper recording. If it's not somebody putting their bin out and trampling over their hideous decking, it's a siren going off because some part of the local area is on fire again, or somebody mowing their garden in the rain, a pack of Rottweilers that seems to get released every 10 minutes. So I apologise for any background noise as well. But on to the actual episode, and it is a female football special. No game today, that'll be on Monday as we take on either Crawley or Sutton. In fact, I may record the Crawley game and see how it goes. If it's not brilliant, I'll shelve that and move on to the FA Cup game. We're definitely not doing Macclesfield in the leasing.com trophy, as that is a dead rubber. We are already eliminated after our first two group stage fixtures. Today, as I said, we're looking at females in FM20. It's at this point I have to check that I'm okay referring to the fairer sex as females. It's with this being a woke environment, I don't know what's acceptable anymore. Women sounds almost derogatory in my accent, so we'll continue with females, but I had to ask. I want you to remember that. I've been really pleased to see several female football managers on Twitch and YouTube, all of which have Twitter accounts. There's Women on FM, Old Lady Plays all the way from Canada, Kimmy Quick Slice is from Yorkshire. No, I take that one back. Don't go and see that one. The last two play a variety of games, one of which I'm sure will be your bag. There also has been some sterling work done by the FFM Jenna, which is at the FFM_ on Twitter, as she has provided some downloadable shortlists of the different job roles. There's also the option there when you download those to give a donation as well. The link to her tweet for that you can find on my Twitter page, not very far down to be honest, but I'll also put a link in the description below this video. They are shortlists of all the different female staff in Football Manager 2020. Following your download, unzip the file and place them in your shortlists folder. Probably first check if you have one. It's found usually in My Documents, then Sports Interactive, Football Manager 2020, and it should be there on the screen. If it isn't, just create one. Once in there, you can just drop them in and load them into your save using the staff screen. Now, I always get this wrong because staff used to be in scouting, I think, but they are now found under the staff banner. As I said, they are split into the different job roles, but the content of them will largely depend on your database and which active leagues you have. In my game, I've only loaded England and Scotland with a small database. I tend to find that as you sort of play through the years, and especially starting off lower down, a lot of new gens, so glad that I said that right, will appear during play, and therefore the database sort of grows anyway because more arrive than retire as you sort of go through. So mine will be a little bit restricted. You will probably see a few more if you've got different leagues set up in your game. The different options are split. Basically, they're into the staff roles, all the different staff that we can hire, depending on the status of your club. So, for example, here at FYLDE, we don't have all of the sort of data analysts and sports scientists available to us yet, because we are only a League 2 club following promotion last season. We've got a few more this year, but not quite everybody. A couple that I want to point out, one of which is Emma Hayes. Now, Emma Hayes in real life, that gritty alternative, is the Chelsea women's manager. In the game, however, she starts as unemployed, but as you can see, she has got a job with Cambridge. Now, Cambridge started out in League 2, but unfortunately suffered relegation after Emma had arrived. Not that she is being blamed in any capacity. So, as you can see in the domestic leagues, they were in League 2 for a number of seasons, but progressively since 15-16, so on a sharp decline. So the last 2 years they were 21st and then 24th, which ultimately led to relegation. They were in the National League, where we've just come from ourselves, AFC FYLDE. They were promoted in 13-14 up into the Football League, a 6-year tenure before relegation. Unfortunately, they started the season out with Tim Sherwood. Unfortunately, Tim could not quite do the job there. So he's just had a 28% win record, only 7 games won, and was sacked just at the end of November in 2019. So the current game time is October 2020, as you can see at the top of the screen. So that was during our year in the National League. Tim Sherwood got the job for Cambridge and didn't do so well. Mark Bonner was the caretaker until Emma Hayes came in. Unfortunately, oversaw relegation. But as you can see, 15 wins to her name, 14 drawn. So I don't think that was too bad overall. Certainly better than Tim Sherwood managed. And she's now been at the helm for 313 days. So I'll be really interested to see, as the sort of years progress in the game, exactly where she managed to get up to. I suspect Cambridge will be one of the teams in the promotion picture in the National League. They were predicted, I believe, first. They were currently in third, but they were predicted first at the start of the season. They are just 4 points shy of Chesterfield, who lead the way, joint level with Sutton on 32 points. But as I always said last season, I tend not to really look at the playoff teams. I go down to 8th place and you'll see that Cambridge are 5 points clear of Wrexham, which is quite a significant number of points at this stage of the season already. The other female member of staff that I wanted to point out was Hannah Dingley, who is the head of youth development at Forest Green. Now, I'm not sure that she started there in the game, because technically she was appointed on the 23rd of June, and I can't remember when I started this save. I'm fairly sure it was around then. So previous to that, she was at Shepshed. That is difficult to say. Prior to that, Gressley, Burton, Leicester, Nirvana. Gressley again, Notts County. Back to Leicester, Hinckley, Thurmaston, Anstey, Loughborough, Shepshed again. Thankfully, Friar Lane is in there. So she has a wealth of experience, starting as a reserves coach at least in 2015, certainly in the men's game, and has obviously coached at a couple of league clubs in Burton and Notts County, now acting as head of youth development over at Forest Green. And Forest Green is actually a League One club. So they earned promotion last season, even though they are predicted 20th, currently 15th in League One. So really good hire for them, and also, you know, a good job for her there at Forest Green, who obviously are going places, having gained promotion from League Two already up into League One, and are holding their own in the league there, level on points as they are with Ipswich, just one behind Blackpool and Rochdale, 8 points off the playoffs. So certainly doing a good job there for Forest Green. I do wish that I'd known about these lists when I hired my staff, especially in the summer when I refreshed with the likes of Colin Woodthorpe coming back to the club. I'm all for the increased quality in football, and we could have hired some females to the new roles that we were offered had I known about it. The big list on here is the FFM female staff. Now this will pretty much tell you everybody all the female staff. So there's 48 in my game. I suspect there'll be more in yours due to the different leagues that are active. And they are at a variety of clubs, including Wolves, Wigan, Tottenham, Swansea, Southampton, Sheffield United, Norwich, Middlesbrough, Manchester City as an under-18s data analysis for Katie Sorensen. There's Hull there as well, Hearts, and then two, Rachel Hindle and Chloe Edwards over at Blackburn. Michaela Barnett is the under-23s physio with Premier League Brighton. So there's all the female staff in my game, and obviously it also tells you who's available as well. Now I'm not sure, I assume these are in the game from the start, and that I could then go for them to get them on the staff from there. I assume so, but it'd be good to see other people's lists just to check that my understanding is correct. Some of them, I have to say, are on a decent wage. Pauline Robertson at Wolves as the under-23 physio is on 1.2k a week. I'm only on 1.6, you know, and I got filed promoted up to the Football League. Yeah, Jill Holt, Chloe Edwards there, decent wage. Alicia Jones over at Swansea, and then of course we've got the likes of Emma Hayes, who is with Cambridge now in the National League. So my suggestion is download all these lists. The link, as I said, will be in the description below, and see who you've got in your game. Get a couple involved, get them posted on Twitter, get a link into Women on FM, they'll retweet, get them out there and see how the different female staff that's included in FM20 have developed, can come along in your game. You know, I'll be certainly keeping my eye on Emma Hayes and seeing how she progresses through. Although one thing that I did notice, Hannah Dingley, despite her experience, and we saw that she started as a coach in 2005, is only 36 years old. And my maths isn't brilliant, but that means she must have started coaching 21, 22. That's quite impressive, especially for a female in football in a male-dominated environment. But hopefully, with these sort of lists and the great work done by the FFM, there is we'll have a bit more equality, few more females getting involved in football, certainly in a Football Manager, and therefore we could probably look forward to different female staff popping up in future in new iterations of the game. Certainly the FM21 announcement, as it was through Sports Interactive, has given a lot of people hope for future features, as it will be delayed slightly, as all the sort of the coding is done for the new features, and obviously whether fixtures will be affected due to the coronavirus pandemic, and then whether that affects just the first season, whether that carries on. Football Manager has been quite good with, you know, it certainly had Brexit involved. I think on this one, in this game, I've got a feeling it was cancelled. I've sort of got that in my head. I think it was. If it wasn't, it was in another game that I was playing, but I'm fairly sure that it was in this save that I got a nice little news item through saying that Brexit has been cancelled. I think for a lot of people that is a case of if only. So as I said, do download the lists, leave a donation if you can, if you feel it necessary, because that is some wonderful work that has been done there. And have a look at all the different staff that you can look at in the different lists. Hire different people, and it just opens your eyes to different female coaches, fitness staff, and medical that are available to you. Now I'll be back on Monday. That will be episode 40. So I will see you then. Thank you for watching.